Okay, today I gotta stand on business, as people have come at me for saying that Jack might be, if not the greatest Red Ranger of all time, being the first Ranger we covered that is not a 6 or an extra Ranger. So we are giving him the Shaman King 100 treatment just like in our other videos, talk about his journey from SPD and even what happened after the series, giving more credence why the SPD Red Ranger might be the GOAT. We start this off in the year of 2025. Yeah, they had higher hopes for us back then for the future. They done thought we was about to be dapping it up with aliens and living in harmony, only if they knew the truth of 2025, we were more divided than ever. But in this universe, the Power Rangers are pretty much the police force that protects the city. And this group of Rangers in front of us isn't ours that we're following. This is actually A Squad, and they'll be playing a very important part later in the video. This is our group of Rangers, known as B Squad, and if you could tell, they're lacking a couple colors. And interesting enough, the guy up front, known as Sky Tate, who's leading the group so far, is not actually the Red Ranger, even though he desperately wants to be. That title's actually gonna go to the guy that they bump into while on patrol, known as Jack, who's accompanied by Z, as they are just stealing from people. And I'm just saying, kind of crazy seeing the Red Ranger being black, and the first time we see him, he's stealing something. I'm just saying, little suspicious. But with that, SPD tries to stop them and get back the goods, and the girls get into a cat fight while the boys get into a little bit of a tussle, as they try to take my boy Jack out with a shopping cart. Oh, but Jack had hand for days. He done bust out that Jackie Chan. He was schmooving all over the place.
I don't want trouble.
Over here making unnecessary movements just to show off. Oh, they done flipped the table on boy, and man done spun like 3 times in the air and kicked that thing right back to him. But they done thought they had Jack cornered, and this busted out the intangibility. And don't worry, he barely ever uses this power in the series again. I have watched the series for a 4th time now, and I be forgetting he even got this power. But before I forget, today's video is sponsored by Aura. I used to think I was safe online. Then I saw one of those data broker sheets with my info on it, and they had everything, including my old address. They knew more than me than my stalker. It's scary to think this can happen to anybody, including you, and that's why I had to get Aura to stay protected. They go to those sketchy sites selling your info, delete it all for you, and keep it gone. And hey, this is not a cost you an arm and a leg service, as they keep their prices competitive and give you a full loadout of security features. But you can give it a try yourself. If you go to aura.com/ShamanKing100, you will get a free 14-day trial. So try Aura using my link so you can get back to living life. Now back to what I was talking about. But once Jack and Z get away from SPD, we actually find out more about them. They weren't just some random robbers, they were more like Robin Hoods for their community, gathering food and clothes for people and the aliens that really need it and that were forgotten by the system. I mean, if you need proof that Jack is an actual stand-up guy, he literally gives the clothes off his back to someone. And yes, even though what he's doing is a crime, his heart is in the right place. Like we said, a crime is a crime, and SPD B Squad comes to find them again. But this time, they are equipped with their actual Ranger powers and gear. And Jack and Z did not stand a chance against them this time, and they were in danger of being turned into a holographic. But before that happened, a couple Crybots intervene and start fighting the Rangers, allowing Jack and Z to escape. So the Rangers suit up, and Sky was pissed. Boys like, yo, I'm supposed to be the Red Ranger. What's going on here? Oh, and they was getting their butt whoops by a couple of minions, and Jack and Z was feeling so bad they came back up to help them. But even though they helped the Rangers defeat the minions, they still got thrown in jail. And this is where Doggy Kruger actually comes up to him and actually tells him, hey, this is SPD, and this is where you can actually make a difference. And honestly, I don't want to punish y'all. I want y'all to be part of the team.
Write this down. It'll make a great science fiction movie.
Jack, what do you mean by that? You're legit in the future. My boy, your life is sci-fi. You were just kicking it with aliens a moment ago, and now you're talking to a big blue dog. What is so hard to believe? But Z was actually moved by what Doggy Kruger said and actually joins the team, wanting to feel like she's part of something bigger. But Jack, my boy, still was not feeling it.
Been a slice.
So the Rangers set off to try to find the device that the Crybots were looking for and end up getting jumped by him. And Jack sees this and looks and talks to Doggy and says he has to go help Z and the others. Which I gotta note, the guy that was giving the Rangers trouble wasn't a named villain. He was just an elite minion. You know, like when you're playing a video game and there's like the normal minions that you can kill like in 1 or 2 shots, and then there's a one like just above them. Yeah, this guy is him. But Jack pulls up just in the nick of time and says, hey, I heard y'all need a leader. transforms for the very first time into the Red Ranger. And boy, I see why Sky wanna be this man so bad. This thing looking clean, bro. Really got the rest of them looking naked out here. I mean, all their suits really the same, but his just hit different though. I ain't gonna lie. Something about the black and red. Boy, made me feel like he on that Quantum Ranger type timing. Oh, and the Blue Ranger seeing this is pissed. He's like, that's supposed to be me. Oh, but Jack was about to show them why he really the Red Ranger. He started handing out a whole squad of minions, giving them the fisticuffs. Oh, and he was working them. He was like, yo, let's really get this party started, and pulled out the double blickies. Boy rushed in, magged up the whole squad of them. Now, when man pulls these things out, he is John Wick with spandex. He was done feeling the camera angles, was hitting the slow-mo shots. Nah, I knew this boy was about doing that extra when boy start hitting the limbo mid-shot. Like, Jack, what is you doing with this pose? How are you even holding yourself up right now? But nah, man was over here doing the most. He was over here parkouring, still shooting. This is someone flexing in a lobby of bots. I'm just saying. Oh, and the Blue Ranger was butthurt seeing man rocking the fit better than him. He said, no, that's not regulation.
Shut up, bitch.
When you know on this channel, we had a lot of incidents with swords turning into guns and guns turning into swords. But my boy Jack breaks the mold by turning two guns into another gun and blasting this man away. And that was my boy first day out, and it's only gonna get better from here. So make sure you like and subscribe. Now with Jack part of the team, it is honest to say there are so many great moments that make Jack a great leader. And it was hard for me to pick down and decide which ones that we were gonna cover. Like the time that he fought but then teamed up with a time-traveling samurai, many moments that he grew and became a great leader, even the moments where he judged himself as a leader and bumped heads with many of his members, especially with Sky. But actually on the topic of them two, actually remind me of a series of episodes that really highlighted the great partnership between these two. In the episode we actually covered in our Power Rangers is for Kids show, being The Reflection, a two-part episode series that tackles Sky having to come face to face with a person that killed his father, who was the Red Ranger before him, and the reason why Sky wanted to become a Red Ranger so bad, and the reason why he butted heads with Jack so much, as he wanted to have that mantle for himself to honor his father. The only reason they even came and talked to this villain was because that they needed help solving a mystery, as all the villains that the Rangers had took out so far had started slowly appearing again and again. Even though they were packed up in their car sleeves, how are they getting out fighting them? Well, once questioning him, they come to find out that there's a guy mimicking them and transforming into these villains. And once the Rangers figured that out, he wasn't much of a threat until they bumped into him and Morgana at a junkyard, as her and Grom had a plan to boost this guy up and separating him into 6 villains. Mind you, these are each a monster of the week themselves, that it took the whole team to take down just one of them, and now they gotta fight a whole squad of them. And like you can imagine, the Rangers were getting their butts handed to them. Bro, you know the Rangers are getting their butt whooped when they give you a slow-mo montage. Bro, one of the monsters done blew Jack up so high he done flipped 8 times in the sky. Now, Donkey Kruger was watching these boys get their butt whooped so bad he done had to roll out like a man from Philly with a 4-wheeler and started doing tricks on it. Oh, and boy was putting up somewhat of a fight, but even he got overwhelmed. Bro, this is the man went toe-to-toe with a Violator and he's getting beat. Oh yeah, things are looking dire. That 6th Ranger nerf is real. But with the Rangers truly boxing the corner, it is time for them to bust out the big guns, and Jack activates his battleizer for the first time. Oh, and you know boy is packing heat when this thing come equipped with a codpiece. And hey, I'll say this, I know this form of the battleizer doesn't look too much right now, but don't worry, it get better. But hey, even in phase 1, this thing got Jack acting like a brand new man. But he must have asked the battleizer to make him like Mike, because he casually walks up in the air, does the actual Jordan Loco, and dunks on the dude that blasted him earlier. Oh, but he wasn't done. He done grabbed on a one chick like, yo, peep the new fit. Done cleaned his boot with another monster, hopped off of her and hit 3 monsters in the row with the same leg, but in the gravity. Nah, man was loving this ish. He was done jumping over, man. Look at the air on this. Now this big rhinoceros thought he could take boy out just for Jack to be playing Fruit Ninja with him. Jack look at man like this is too easy. Tell him to hold his staff for him, just for him to slide dash straight to it and do a backflip. Nah, man was moving like Kingdom Hearts 2 Sora's final form. Man was moving all over the place. Now the villains could not keep up. They was over here attacking places my man was already leaving from. Now the villains was just trying to keep up with man. Boy done jumped in on Jack just to get a boot to the gut. One villain saw that and said, hey, I'm gonna do the same exact thing just to get the same exact result. Jack done had this boy folded up to a C shape so much it looked like boy was doing Pilates. He was over here touching his own toes. Organa was not trying to get her gut plan B'd, so she just tried to blast man, not realizing he was the Simone Biles of his time. I mean, just look at that bat flip, 10 out of 10. But Jack knew he gotta put an end to this quickly, so he initiated his second mode and shows us what a battleizer supposed to look like. And boy was straight floating on him. And he went and lined up all 6 monsters and annihilated them all with one strike. Oh yeah, I stand on my favorite Red Ranger decision. But even though we just witnessed all that greatness on screen, we are not done yet. As stated earlier, Murloc, the villain that helped him out, had used Sky to escape his prison and used this to bully Sky for the whole episode, messing with him and the other Rangers. When it came down to the Rangers' final battle with this man, Jack does one of the clutchest things a Red Ranger, a leader, and a friend can do, and lends his power to the Blue Ranger so he can get vengeance for his father, allowing Sky to become the Red Ranger and equip the battleizer to take down Murloc, letting our boy Sky get a taste of the red drip. And after defeating Murloc, they kind of had a nice heart-to-heart moment, really appreciated each other, and Sky thanking him for letting him do that. The evil humbled man to be grateful for being a Blue Ranger. And this is one of many moments that make Jack such a standout Red Ranger to me and many. Because yes, he's proud to be a Red Ranger and fight and protect the galaxy, but he also just cares about everyone else around him, be it other Rangers or the people in his community. And it's almost poetic, as when he's on patrol, he sees someone handing out clothes and food, thinking of himself, thinking that she's committing a crime, threatening to arrest her. The thing is, however, when he's questioning her, she's actually telling him that this is her job, that this is the thing that she does, is help people around, and she does it legitly, unlike our boy Jack was doing. And that started to remind him what he really wanted to do. Like, yeah, being the Red Ranger is great and all, but what happens after all this? What happens after they defeat Grom and save the world? Does he really want to be the Red Ranger forever? Which is such an interesting question that we don't see posed to a lot of these characters. This conflict with him starts to interfere with his work, starting to not have his head in the game. Even Doggy was starting to notice and starting to question him. But that was going to have to go on hold, as the Rangers got a distress call from a planet where they fought off the most stereotypical gray big-eyed aliens, and in doing so find the A Squad that had been missing since the very first episodes. And once they saved them and brought them back, Doggy started talking to B Team like they hadn't been here for the whole season. He went right back into glazing the A Squad like, yo guys, I missed y'all. I'm so glad you're back. I can't believe you left me with these guys. Oh yeah, Karma's a female dog and the A Squad turned evil, as they were working for Grom and they end up kidnapping Doggy Kruger. And even though the B Squad felt a little way on how Doggy treated them since A Squad was back, they knew they had to go and save him. And even though the B Squad knew this was a trap, they was not gonna let the disrespect slide and get they boy and Blue back. Oh, and the B Squad walked out ready for that action, cut over that A Team, and boy, they got the pyrotechnics behind them. Now they moving like Batista at WrestleMania. You better watch out. So both teams morph up, and you know that A Squad on some different type of timing when they equipped with in-space helmets and some SWAT gear. Oh, and they start whipping up something devious for B Squad. Boy done flipped her a couple times like an omelet, aimed up the shot and blasted her midair. And I'm like, dang, that's already disrespectful, but boy reloads the clip while she's in midair and shoots her again. Oh nah, boy must have had VATS on or something. Green got packed up, Blue got done in by the walrus. Pink thinks she's slick. She like, oh, let's see if you can hit me. And then proceeds to get hit by every shot. Mink, 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 mink. Jack just looking to the camera like, guess I gotta do this myself. Just to get a lick or two in and get done in the same way. Bro, the people back at SPD are watching this on screen like, oh yeah, they are donezo. But you know what? Even though the B Squad is down, they are not out, and they over here hearing A Squad talking mad ish like, yo, you second best, second rate, second fiddle. Oh nah, you could see it on the Ranger face. They wasn't about to let that ish stand. Them boys then switching to SWAT mode so quick. And I swear, as soon as a boy put one of these on, they feel like 50 Cent get rich or die trying. They acting brand new. If you don't believe me, look at Z. She done hit something off a FaZe Clan tryout. Pulled off a 180 mid-air no-scope. Nah, I ain't gonna lie, that's pretty nasty. The Blue and Green Ranger done turned their aimbot on and one-shotted their opponents. The Pink Ranger lost her weapon but pulled out something that looked like it came straight from Men in Black, and Blue shouted away. My man, the Red Ranger, way more direct though. Him and the other Reds just get the guns and empty the clip on each other. My boy gets hit, but he does a smooth recovery while mid-air whips out the pistol and blast Shouty. Hops up, trade the Jordans out for some shacks, and grabs the blaster mid-airs and dumps on her. Oh yeah, the B Squad has dominated A Squad, and they they are feeling a little butthurt. They're like, nah, you ain't win yet. You gotta fight us in the Zords now. Oh, and the B Squad obliges them, but they end up getting surprised as SPD headquarters had got taken over. And in this scenario, end up getting their Megazord destroyed. And with them without a sword, how are they possibly gonna overcome this challenge? Luckily, the Green Ranger knew how they could find some backup Zords, and they done pulled out the SWAT Megazord, coming back and putting an end to all the villain tyranny. Now, this next part, I'm gonna touch on a few things, but if you want a more on depth what happens after this, I would definitely go check out our Doggy Kruger, as it has a better explanation, because it's kind of more his moment than anything. But our Rangers end up getting betrayed and captured and sent into the same place where Doggy Kruger is. And Jack and Doggy actually end up having a bit of a heart-to-heart, where Doggy tells him, I hear you're leaving SPD. And Jack's like, bro, what are you talking about? I ain't never said that. I feel like there's bigger problems to deal with right now. And Doggy's like, yo, I understand, man. Your life doesn't have to be SPD. Go follow your own path if you need to. We gonna get it from here, and you've done what you needed to. And honestly, I think those are the words that Jack needed to hear and help him make his final decision, because once they get out of this cage, Doggy saves his wife and defeats Grom. Rangers defeat the big bad voiced by Korag. And after the dust is settled, Jack is just gone. He didn't celebrate their victory, didn't say goodbye to anyone. He just turned in his badge and left. The team without a Red Ranger, Doggy finally decides to make Jack the new Red Ranger of B Squad. But hey, we do get to see Jack one more time and learn what happens to him, as he decided that he was going to follow his path that he had in the beginning of the story and help that woman that he met on the street that gives food and clothes to the community, doing what he was passionate about, but in the right way. And this is the thing I really love about Jack that we really don't see with any other Ranger, because most of them either the series end or the problems fixed, and that's why they're not really Rangers anymore. But Jack made a conscious decision. Even though he loved and was a great Ranger, he gave it up for what his calling in life was, and that was just helping people in any way that he could. And with that, duty calls and the Rangers got to action, as Jack lives his own life now. But I had one more thing I wanted to talk about, especially since SPD feels like a big cornerstone for Power Rangers and one of the series people are most fond over. Usually we try to find something that's outside of the series, either it be Super Sentai footage or something outside of it, maybe the comic. Well, there's this one bit of information not a lot of people know about, and that being the planned sequel for Power Rangers SPD, which was going to follow a whole new group of Ranger, with Sky Tate being the new Shadow Ranger. And interesting enough, this version of SPD was not going to be led by the Red Ranger, but instead the Green Ranger, as they were the son of Kimberly and Tommy Oliver. That's why you could see the Green Ranger armor piece on him. And even Jack was going to come back as almost like a Spec Ops 6 Ranger, with his colors inverted, looking super dope. What we really got on it is this concept art and a couple other images, but I just wanted to bring it up because I just thought it was so cool, and it really just brings the point home of who Jack is, that he will go do the things that he wants to do, but if the world needs him and he needs to buckle up and become a Ranger again, he is down to do so.